Have you been seeing the disturbing images coming out of the Olympics? And that is women boxing, women slapping each other across. In fact, when I turn on television with the headgear and everything else, and they look like men and so forth, I found that the way they were fighting is like something alright. But then later on, discovered two women, and I said, oh, that's right, because they started to try to learn to fight late in life. Like me, I started fighting since I was 6, or whatever, and you're doing things that would build you up to be a fighter from birth, I guess. And I've had a lot of fights and so forth, and I would fight differently because, and so on. When these women find the woman knocked out, you find they start pulling hair and want to dig out eyes and pull breasts and so on. Because it's not something like with a man, if he sees him being knocked out, well, of course, Tyson, but tell the fella's ears. But generally, they're going to come out swinging and try to, see if they can knock you out. But I think that civilization has been this advantage in these women, and no longer we're having so much domestic violence, and we're having so much other violence in society, and people are mentally ill. We don't understand the role that women are playing and could play, and how important it is. We think that, over time we've discovered some ways of doing things. For example, instead of having a hen sit on eggs and hatch one out, we put them in the incubator and we turn it every now and then. We make everything the hen does. And so far we seem to have a good chicken. Nothing seems to be wrong. I know people, we have, sort of equipment to measure the difference, and they don't seem to be the difference, same taste, whatever. And instead of, humans probably lactating the cow, you have a machine doing it, and it seems to be okay. I think sometimes blood comes down too, and so on. But so that's a part of advanced society. But with the women, I think that we're making a serious mistake. And from the Second World War, this is why we should inquire whether who really won the Second World War. I'd say nobody except industry that got some of them science, those scientists and some of the war machines from Germany. But in total, we haven't been a better people for that. Women started to go to work and some stayed out and so on. And in other words, we're robbing society of some very important resources. I'm not saying that the way to do it in the Middle East is the way to go. Women don't go to school, people go to school, scholar with acid and so on. But I don't know how you're going to make a decision. I know it's a complex thing, and it's not easy to decide, but as a people, in the big picture, something needs to be done. You see, when you go back into civilization, you look at great civilizations like Africa and Iraq and Iran and Greece and Rome and so on. You want to know how these societies could have lost out to the succeeding empire. The Bible said that they would be inferior as they come along. And that was one of the questions I had when I went to college. How do big, powerful nations end up getting beaten? It's different from boxers and athletes and humans individually, because as a nation you have more generation coming on, and as long as you keep the hand to the fire, to the wheel, and discipline and so forth, they should keep on that discipline forever. But a lot of times you just slap up and you say, oh, them kids, leave it up to them, they know what to do. Like in Greece, you have classic education, and my understanding is that they were asking the kids what you want to do. It was kids oriented as opposed to what the nation wants and needs and so on. And that was one reason why Greece fell apart, because the young people weren't being disciplined. They were choosing all kinds of trivial, non-important things to do when they need to be getting with the mathematics and the science and the other things that society really needs. Society dictates where it wants to go, and I hope it wants to go to a better place. Now you have homeschool where folks have their own agenda and saying, we don't like the government agenda. Is the government agenda correct? If it is, then we need to follow that. Then we come back to the government. And so, we have them now in sports, and we have them now in job, and we have them in so much things. And to prepare for the job, it takes, let me say, half of their life. So, whereas people who aren't going to go to education will have the whole experience to learn things that will help them to be a good wife, a good man. They got to be a medical doctor, they got to be able to teach this home, at least in the early parts. They need to be able to help them out if they have a wound or health-wise and so on. It's a total package. And now with training sports, more time going to be caught up in career and sports, and they hardly have time to learn those things that they will need to be a good man, to be a good wife, to be a good citizen. So when they're out relaxing and knocking each other, I mean, can you imagine a woman gets a big punch to her head and she falls on the couch and the referee comes in her 10, it's over, take her out here to stretch her. It hurts me, basically, and I don't know how these men could be enjoying that. Yes, beat her, hit her across her head, knock her out, yeah. And you see, when women become tough, they're going to start losing that feminine touch. Because apart, when they were so fragile and they weren't like, I can't do this, I can't do it, I'm afraid of the roach and everything. It was a healthy experience in that they were able to take the young people and take them to the right place, because they were able to empathize and sympathize and be able to understand and to help them out, you know, in the various growing stages. I mean, men would like kids to start being tough at birth. A woman knows that can't happen. They're so fragile. You need a woman that is fragile to handle a fragile child. If she's a boxer, she's a truck driver, she tosses marrow, 200 pounds this and 150 pounds all day. I mean, how she's going to handle a baby? I mean, she might be a little rougher than the one who wasn't doing stuff like that. And, you know, even at domestic violence, you tell her, look, baby, this is what we're doing here. She said, no, I don't want to do that, I don't do this. And, you know, it's like a whole bunch of confusion. So, yeah, they got to say, well, look, we're going to fight about this. What about, you know, you take this and let me go over there. And, you know, everything is going good, you know, and so on. So we have domestic violence increasing. We have a lot of crazy people out there. And I'm saying that people don't understand the power of the woman, and women don't understand that. And the world, I mean, I'm not advocating the Middle East thing, that's way out, okay? If they go to school burning of acid and so forth. But they have learned, they've gone through this thing before. They start off working hard. Just imagine Iran. To be back, to be Iraq, they have to work hard. They have to, while you're coming to a place where now where they're putting the women out in dangerous position, and the women are there to give the kids that right acculturation so they could be strong and healthy and all that. You know, and the Iranians work, and then when they say, listen, Tyler's going to get them, they knock them out, beat them up. And then they forgot it, and they say, yeah, we're the superpower, we're number one, and they go through the same road. You know, kids out of control, the women doing stuff that ain't gonna help the kids, nor the home, the country, and whatever. And people want to decide. So when I see these women fighting and then, you know, all this kind of stuff, I'm just asking myself, what's next? The war, the vaccine. We're making them like men. In fact, I remember some time ago, women were saying, we like sensitive men that are tender and so on. No, they needed to be strong. So what's happening now? They become sentimental, tender, and always affectionate. And now the women trying to be like men. It can't happen. You know, the time that you can spend to train into a new genre or a new sexual thing, you know, that's time wasting, because, you know, we still gonna need, I mean, okay, this woman now, she's a forklift driver. She's working on the wharf, going into the hatches, ships, offloading stuff. And, you know, she's lifting up 150-pound stuff, so on. And she just had this baby. How she can have a baby? How she can be pregnant and do that job? Driving forklift, shaking up all day, lifting a 150-pound barrel. It would have been better to have that woman in that job, but she could do all the time. She could come back to work after having the baby maybe 2 weeks and be able to still work. But when she's driving a forklift, working in some construction, lifting up 150, when she can be able to start that after having a baby. And, you know, I don't know, man, but I just feel like we need to sit down and have a discussion and understand what we're doing and see if there's where we really want to go. Because I'm telling you, it's really ugly. I mean, you take some woman and then when you go to work thinking that she can do stuff that you expect or that you agreed on. She don't know nothing about the cooking. She can't even clean the house. She can't iron. She don't know if the kids, she'll rough with the kids. It's like, you know, we're going to be in some serious trouble. So if we could train women, I don't like the brutal things where they become just as ignorant like men. But if we could have women doing other things outside the home and they still could, be, feminine and be, what society needs. It's not what chauvinist men want. Babies need a tender body that is soft, that will understand them and when they're crying, won't say, shut your damn mouth up. I don't like this, I'm going to kill you. No, the baby needs somebody and say, oh baby, I love you, you're so wonderful. One day you're going to grow up and be so nice. You know what I mean? And when this husband come home and he's so beaten down and they're going to have some sex and she tell him, oh, you're so good. Oh man, I just glad you came out. I'm so happy with you. But she tell him, oh, it wasn't good. Oh, you don't know what you're doing. That was a new way of doing it. Old women, so let the fellas feel like they were so good. And so on. And then, they come around telling him, say, man, he wasn't good. So now he had some problems over there. He come around now, he's not at peace. And she tell him straight up. And perhaps we might say, well, if he's in good, tell him he's in good. But no, man, you need to encourage the guy. That's great. And at some other time discuss how things could be a bit better. You know what I mean? So watch it, how we putting these women out at a hard place, putting them in war, we putting them out in sports to beat up one another. They should be cooperating and exchanging ideas. How to take care of kids, how to, make the man happy, how to take care of the body, how to cook. You know what I mean? So many different things. And I'm saying that when women have a career and they have to boxing with their spare time, jogging on the road and all that, what time do they have to learn things that will help them to be successful, really successful? A family that can go up and come back and say, mom, we're so glad things went, the way you helped us out and so you're doing well here and so on. So be careful how we're doing this thing. I think it's a sad day. If this thing come to fruition, women want out to go not only to be in the military, they want to go and die. And don't understand dying. When dying coming down, man, they're going to be so scared. It's like, oh, could you men come and have sex with us? We're so scared. That's how the first Gulf War was when they went to Iraq. Then women were scared. Now they're saying, oh, you're brave. Time don't change things like that. If you're not scared, you're not a woman. Or you have made a culturate with your woman. And you want to be a good man, you want to be a good wife, you want to be good to yourself, you know, be of any use to society. Because if women are saying, kill them, I recall one day after I finished driving school bus, I went to do my lawn care business. And then I went by a fellow's home to tell his parents that, he's heading the wrong way and they need to help him out towards, he's going to have a short school career and he end up in a long career in crime. So I say, you boy like to jump into fights, nobody, he's not his business and jumps in and punching somebody and so on. Say things like that, you get killed, Mom says, well, I tell him to fight one and I wonder if he can kill somebody. With me, my mom was telling my father, I don't want the son, my boy to learn to fight, because when you want to hurt somebody or he gets hurt, won't be my problem. You want to be around here now, okay? I don't want him to be fighting. And that was the right thing because I still had a fight. But she wasn't encouraging it, so I can't overdo it now because she's not for that. I want to go boxing. She said, no, you're not going to do boxing because you're going to get your head knocked up. And later on in life, it's going to be a problem. I don't want you to boxing. I want you to go to college and, the whole 9 yards. And she made some really, really good decisions there for me. So this guy whose mom likes to plot him on to fight, not too long after I saw him in boot camp. He must make a couple of jail since I was like about 2003. By now you must make real-time, big-time jail. I mean, it's unfortunate, but, let us understand the role of women and respect it and find a way to own it and help them to help us. We need their help.